Hey, this is Andy Brown, head instructor at the Climer School of Real Estate, and I'm here talking to my friend, attorney, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, Mark Nejame. Mark is well known for Nejame Law, but you just started a real estate company, and I'm here because I'm very curious with everything you're involved in. Why did you want to start a real estate company?
Thanks, Andy. It's really a natural progression. I've been a real estate investor for decades, and I owned dozens of properties around Central Florida, and I currently own dozens and dozens of properties around Florida. And so, just being an investor over the years, of course, you get to know real estate. You get to know it from the money that you make and the money that you've lost,
Right.
if not handled properly. So, during that time, I was born and raised in Orlando, so it's natural that I started really expanding that which I'd come to know. So that's what happened. In fact, the first real estate company that I opened up specializes in tax deeds. What we do is we have investors who come from around the world. Actually, I'm going to India in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
There's a group there that is very interested in, two groups there that are very interested in investing in our tax deed business. And what we do is we find properties throughout the state, and they're for tax deed sales, not the paper. People often confuse that, but the actual properties that go to public sale. And they're very difficult properties. Most people stay away from them, appropriately so. Why? Because they're loaded with debt, they're loaded with liens and everything else. If you're not paying your taxes and the county goes ahead and puts it up for auction, well, typically you're not paying lots of other taxes. You're not paying your HOA expenses. You might not be paying your income taxes. You're in great likelihood not paying your mortgage. And so you've got all these liens and all these encumbrances on the property, and most investors run away from that. Well, we've perfected the art of it, of getting clear title, of quieting title.
Oh.
So we do that. We bring the investors in, and typically we've been able to give them very good returns. There's no guarantee, of course, but for investors getting in the range of 20 to 30% return on their dollar, it's been very, very lucrative for them, as well as for us. So we actually have more property than investors right now. So we're simply going out.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's really, it can be very, very good. You have to be very selective. We go out and vet the properties and go through them, and then check the rolls, check the properties as best as we're able. And then once we acquire the property, while we're fixing up the property, we're clearing title. And those usually converge to a 60, 90-day period, and then it takes time to, of course, sell it. But the average time that from acquisition to sale is about 6 months. And
60 to 90 days to clear the title.
Right. And then while that's going on, though, we're cleaning up the property. We're renovating it, we're restoring it, we're doing whatever we need to get it in condition for sale. So that was just a natural progression. I have a partner, Matt Meridian, in that. And he's fantastic. We dealt with real estate about 12, 13 years ago. We've become friends. He's written a couple of books. He's a bit of an expert on he is an expert on
Matt Meridian.
Matt Meridian. And so he's actually going to be going to India with me. And basically, he was working with another company, making a very good living, and said, hey, let's do this together. I said, let's do it. So we did, and I put in a substantial amount of my money, 7 figures. I wanted to test the waters first. I wanted to make sure that before I took it to anybody, that I knew that this was a good way to make money to invest. And I had 7 figures into it, and after about a year, really good return on the dollar, and I said, let's go for it.
So as far as Nejame Realty is concerned, are you hiring other sales associates and kind of getting them in the fold?
Well, that's a separate business entirely.
Okay.
That's actually a separate business. So what happened is we have the one real estate company, which is completely unrelated to my law firm or to my Nejame Realty.
Right.
But then I got a couple of different groups started talking to me, and they said, you've developed a very strong brand in Central Florida, and maybe throughout a former CNN legal analyst and a lot of national high publicity cases. So they said, why not open up a real estate firm? And I knew real estate. So I said, it's intriguing. And so initially I said no, because I do have a full plate. But the more I thought about it, the more we talked about it, I said, this is something that we should do. And so I went and got my real estate license through ClimerREschool. You've heard of that.
Thank you for that plug. Yes, I've heard of that.
That's true. And you actually guided me and helped me tremendously. So I passed on the first time. And so got my real estate license. And with that, broker came in who was fantastic, who knows the business inside out, and his name is Pat Glenn. And so he went ahead and we put it together. We already have, I think, 26 agents.
26 agents?
Without us doing any solicitation, 26 agents, and we still haven't come out with our big grand opening campaign.
Wow.
So we're very fortunate. Sales are coming in, calls are coming in, buyers and sellers are coming in. It's really blowing up for us.
Well, I appreciate your time, but let me ask you something again.
Sure.
Anybody's watching this on YouTube and they want to get a hold of you or they want to be part of what you're doing, how's the best way to get in contact with you? Or Nejame Realty?
It's not hard. It's Mark at Nejame Realty, M-A-R-K at Nejame, N-E-J-A-M-E, realty.com. And the phone number is just a good one, 407-500-5000. So it's 407-500-5000.
I love it.
And they can ask for me, or they can speak to any of the agents or a broker there.
Beautiful.
If they want more information, if they want to list, if they want to sell. We have property management, residential and commercial. So feel free to give us a call.
Mark, I appreciate it. I know you're busy. Thank you very much. Any chance maybe I get you to do this again?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.